All I see is a bunch of people hanging out. People are having like a picnic or something. There's children on swings. These people are walking their dog over here. Um, yeah. So let's go for a walk, shall we?
Yep.
So last night I've kind of been paying attention to all the outrageous shit that Trump says, but I try to not pay attention too much because I feel like it would drive me crazy. Um, but last night I woke up at like midnight to the sound of like black military helicopters circling, and they're flying right over my apartment. So I thought it had something to do with like me being a time traveling black ops survivor, and maybe it was like targeting or something. But I looked it up to make sure, obviously, and I found Reddit was talking about it, and there's some guy on there saying he looked up like on the maps where you can see it. He said there are 5 helicopters. He said there are also people with private Cessnas flying around Portland. So like rich people are like circling the city to look at what's happening, like watching what's going on, like a bunch of fucking voyeuristic weirdos. So that's interesting. But this is, the neighborhood that I live in. You know, I'll be real about Portland. It has a homelessness crisis and a drug problem, and the people here throw billions of dollars with a B at it, and the city just wipes their ass with the money. That is a huge issue. But I do like the fact people are always like, oh, they just let them rot on the streets and da 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 da. No, actually, they try to give homeless people, as somebody who's been homeless in a right-wing city, Nashville, Tennessee, and has also been homeless in a left-wing city here, they actually allow you to have a semblance of dignity when you're homeless here. So this whole thing about what they really want is for these people, what they don't say out loud when they talk about, oh, there's camps everywhere, there's tents. What they're really saying is they want the police to just go around and disappear these people.
Right.
And if you care about these programs, I remember the first Journey of Truth interview I did, Tyler Koala so aptly brought up the fact that they use the military-industrial complex to hide the programs and throw people into the programs, and they can't fight back. So that is very, very relevant to this channel. The fact that they're trying to go the route of, hey, let's just start disappearing homeless people. You can't do that.
No.
The problem needs to be solved in an actual logistical manner where these people are taken care of, not just thrown in prison or unalived, which they will start doing if we let this lack of empathy erode at our consciousness and make America what they want it to be. How's it going, guys? Portland is, I've heard black helicopters fly over and stuff, but other than that, seems like a pretty peaceful day. I am not going to be in Portland today. I'm just taking this walk before I go on a little trip out of town. But I've been wanting to do this video for a while. In fact, I have filmed this video before, but it was literally right before Charlie Kirk got unalived, and it just felt weird to put it out. Because in the video, I was just like, hey, thank you for 4,000 subscribers and stuff. Which, by the way, thank you guys for 4,000 subscribers. I haven't even done that yet. I've got over 4,000. I think it's like 4,300 now.
More than that, it's 4.05.
So I found that out like the day that Charlie Kirk got unalived. That's why I didn't make a video to celebrate it, because it just felt like wrong timing. Even though, like I said, I don't like the guy. Still, I'm not going to make a video like, hey, thank you for, you know what I mean? Like, that would have been weird. Yeah, but this is, we're just trying to kind of show you guys, like, this. Like, I'm not saying this place is perfect. There are parts of the city that you go in.
Right up ahead.
Yeah, there's a black helicopter flying over us. There are parts of the city where you go to, and like I said, it's tense. It's people that have drug issues. But this whole idea that there's paid Antifa super soldiers wandering around everywhere is so ridiculously out of touch with reality. I live here, dude. I know somebody who goes to these protests a lot, and obviously I'm not going to say who it is and stuff, but they're the most peaceful, harmless person I know. And from what they say, like, they literally are. Like, if you knew them, you would understand. And they say that basically, like, the cops are the ones who always attack them, and I believe them. And I've seen it on video. But this is what they want to do with the situation, all right? They're sending the feds here to piss us off, which, hey, it's working. I'm angry. But what they want to do is they want to provoke us. They want to get us to respond, riots and the like, and then they want to use that as their justified way to take over the city of Portland, because we're standing up against ICE here. The city is basically saying, hey, you're violating the rules that we set in place for your ICE facility here. You're not even following your own rules. We said you were allowed to detain people, but not for longer than 24 hours. You've detained numerous people in your facility for longer than that, and they violated other rules as well. So they're basically like, our lease agreement is going to break. That's what the city of Portland is doing right now, and that's the real reason that Trump is sending people here. And of course, unlike usual, you think that he would bring up it's the sanctuary city status and all that, but he doesn't want to bring that up because he doesn't want to bring up the fact that the city is literally like, hey, you're doing illegal things in our city.
Yeah.
Get out. That's what he doesn't, that's what this is really about. It's about the federal government coming in and superseding the will of the American people in an American city. All right, one of the beautiful things that I like about this country, I was just in Tennessee. Tennessee is a vastly different place than Oregon, with people that think a lot differently than me. But you know what? They're really respectful, kind people. I had a great time there. I got along with everybody beautifully in the middle of MAGA country. And I feel like people are pretty much like that here, but they don't want to be disrespected. And yeah, it's just I wanted to walk around a bit, show people that, I mean, this is where I live. This is hell, I guess. It's a waste of your tax money. It's a publicity stunt. They're not releasing the Epstein files. How can you protect this country while you're not even protecting our children? What happened to save the children? Anybody that believes that it's just all just some fucking bullshit and that he's not in the files, it's like, have you been paying attention at all?
Yeah.
What other people are saying? Why does everyone in the Northwest look like that?
Like what?
Yeah, like what? We saw like 2 people. You're talking about us? Because we're fucking cool. That's why we look like this.
Yeah.
Because we're not bland, fucking, tasteless fucking idiots. That's why we look like this.
Yeah. Everyone says we look cool as fuck, and that we look like we belong here, and I take that as a compliment. So.
Yeah. But anyway, this is hell. You know, it's just an example. Just if you, let's say you are one of these people who's like, hey, what they're doing with ICE is wrong, and you believe that. Why was there a black helicopter flying over my house over and over again last night? The ICE facility isn't even on this part of town. Like, that's just a waste of money. Like, just flying a helicopter over the city and over again, for what reason? It's literally just pissing tax dollars away. Like, even if you are somebody who thinks that they should come here and do stuff, they're literally just fucking doing performative shit as psychological tactics to intimidate everybody here. You don't fly, look at the part of town I live in. Look at this. You don't fly a fucking helicopter over this part of town unless you're just trying to intimidate everybody that lives here. There's no Antifa fucking super soldier terrorists in this neighborhood. Look around me, you fucking people.
Look at this cute little whimsical thing.
This is what Portland is.
Yeah.
This is what it is. This is what they want to destroy. The fact that people here have personalities and aren't just homogenized fucking people that all have the same thoughts, blah, 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 and then people, you don't live there, your parents live there. I moved all the way across the country to live here. Truth hurts, buddy. My parents live in Wisconsin.
Yeah, neither one of our parents live here.
Jesus is king. And you want to know what else? Jesus had children. He had a wife. But they don't want you to know that because they want their Christian religion to be super duper weird and patriarchal because of the weird aliens that took control of his message, because their society is like that. Which, if anybody's been paying attention to this channel, I know that. Jesus is awesome, but his message sure got corrupted a lot. And like, yeah, he had kids, so it's like, how much can I trust a book that doesn't even bring up the fact that he had kids? You know what I mean? Freak. Yeah, that's why I live in Portland. And it's a perfect place for people who are like freaky, weird people to live.
Yeah.
Just like the hills of Tennessee are a perfect place for like people who are Christian and, you know, just want to have families and stuff. They live there. They love it there. People flock to live there that like that. That's what's cool about this country. Not every state is the same. People got different attitudes. They don't look at the world exactly the same. And I wish we could maybe just like respect that, embrace that maybe a little bit more. Like, hey, you do your thing over here, I'll do my thing over here. Freedom, baby. Like, just care, like, we just get along. We don't agree on this, that, or the other thing, but fucking freedom is really important. So, respect. Why can't we be like that? That's how America used to be. It used to be, I might disagree with you, but freedom of speech is really important. First Amendment rights are really important. All these things. That's our identity as a country, was what I thought. And that's what I embrace. There's a lot of things about the United States that I don't like, but I embrace the fact that we champion freedom of speech and we champion our First Amendment rights to be armed. I think that's great. I think that's what makes this country great, is the fact that we're able to protect ourselves, we're able to speak our minds, and through doing that, control what this country is and make it a better place, because we are in control of it. That's what makes us in control of it, is by having our right to say what we want and our right to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government. That's what makes this country free and awesome. And we can't let anybody take that away from us ever for any reason. It's really important. So, truth hurts. You young kids don't respect older people.
Dude, I am 40 years old. And
She's like 40.
And Ark is 34.
I do want to say something though.
So.
I do agree that there's been a little bit of I think it's really sad. Like, I think we should live in a society where when your parents get older, hey, sorry about that. Yeah, basically, I was just trying to say that I kind of do agree with that, but also there's this sometimes level of disrespect that the older generation has towards the younger generation. And I think that when people talk about like how the CIA was involved in the 60s and all that stuff that happened, I think that was it. I think that was the PSYOP. Getting the older and the younger generation to have a rift. Because we shouldn't have a rift. It's silly. And we should respect our elders. That has been lost in our society, and I think that's a bad thing. But anyway. Yeah, and I don't know. I just wanted to just say hi to everybody from hell. Just kind of show people where we're at. There have been helicopters circling and stuff like that. And it's kind of weird. It's just weird. Is it weird?
Yeah, it is weird. Feels like living in like one of those like South American like right-wing dictatorships, you know?
Yeah.
Never thought I'd see that in our own.
Yeah, like the black helicopters with guys hanging out with guns, like. Right? They have guns. They had like guns.
Yeah, they do have guns.
Yeah, that's not necessary. I promise you. That is crazy. This is an American city. That's treason. That's trizzy. But anyway, we're gonna get going, and I appreciate you all. Other than Aubrey White, don't appreciate you. Maybe if you don't want me to talk, here's an idea. This is crazy, because the comment is, I am dropping songs soon. I've got a lot of music I'm working on. We get it. Respect. Stop yapping.
Then why are you here?
Why are you here? This is literally an outlet for people to listen to me talk. You could just hit stop watching. I got 36 people watching this. Do you think 35 other people should just fuck off because of what you want? That's hilarious. Anyway, though, I do have things to do and places to go. I just wanted to show people, hell. Welcome to hell, everybody. Look at it. Oh, my God.
Look at the garage right there.
Oh, hell. But that goes against the Department of War. That's anti-American. Anyway, I gotta go. All right, bye, guys.
The